Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Are you waiving the formal reading of the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're living in the state of Michigan right now, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Former Governor Rick Snyder faces a judge on charges in connection to the Flint water criminal investigation. Thank you for joining us this noon. I'm Rhonda Walker. The former governor said little as he was arraigned this morning in Flint. The video that you see is from the Genesee County Jail this morning, where Snyder arrived with his attorney. Snyder is the first Michigan governor or former governor to be charged with a crime for alleged conduct while in office. Local 4 defender Karen Drew has been working this story for years on the Flint water crisis and joins us now with this major development. They're calling this the largest criminal investigation in the state's history, Karen.
Major day here for the city of Flint and the city of Michigan as you saw that video of former Governor Rick Snyder walking out of the Genesee County Jail. Many people said for years they have been looking for justice. We will unpack exactly what those charges are and talk about reaction, but let's get to those charges of former Governor Rick Snyder. He was officially charged and then arraigned this morning, as you saw. He is facing 2 counts of willful neglect of duty. Now, that does carry a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in prison or up to a $1,000 fine. He, as you saw him walking out, he's out right now in a $10,000 personal bond. Meantime, let's take a quick listen on what they were talking about in terms of the evidence that was gathered and why they felt this case is so strong.
Through the course of this investigation, we reviewed literally millions and millions of documents and several hundred electronic devices, executed dozens of search warrants, and worked countless hours even in the midst of the COVID-19. From the start, this and all of the resources that I just spoke about that could give the citizens of Flint a full that they deserved.
Now, let's get to what the governor's people are saying. They are telling us, his attorney, the 2 misdemeanor charges filed today against former Governor Rick Snyder are wholly without merit, and this entire situation is puzzling. He went on to say these unjustified allegations do nothing to resolve a painful chapter in the history of our state. Today's actions merely perpetuate an outrageous political persecution. Now, of course, Governor Snyder was not the only one in court today. Many people are brought in front of the judge. Nick Lyon, you may recognize him. He is the former state health official. He's facing 9 counts of manslaughter. Just a few moments ago, he was walking outside of the jail. We caught up with him, obviously not really interested in talking to us on camera. And I have to tell you, Rhonda, the list of people here is long. The press conference is still going on. We're talking about felonies. We're talking about obstruction of justice. We're talking about perjury. Some sentences going up to 20 years in prison. There's a lot to unpack here. We're going to be working here, getting reaction. We have talked to a few of the defendant's attorneys. They keep saying this is all political. There is not enough evidence. Meantime, I can tell you some of the sources I'm talking to are telling me these search warrants that were used to obtain some of this electronic information from laptops, from phones, from emails, they're incriminating. And the prosecutor believes that they have very strong evidence in this case. And also, this is beyond the defendants. This is about the people here of Flint, the people that had to lose loved ones from Legionnaire's disease, children that were born with health defects that are still dealing with rashes. Hank Winchester right now is talking with some of those families that have been dealing with this for years. We will be sharing some of their stories of their reaction to these charges today. Is it enough? Does more need to be done? Wondering questions. What about MDEQ? We didn't hear a lot about people being charged there. What about the finance department? Still much to investigate. We've got team coverage. We're spending the entire day here. We'll bring you full coverage when you join us for Local 4 News at 4, 5, and 6. Until then, reporting live outside of the Genesee County Jail, I'm Karen Drew, Local 4 Defenders.
A long time coming for justice for the families that you laid out in the city of Flint that have been impacted by this for years and for years to come. Karen, thank you. We look forward to your coverage later today.